We're going to do Nachamol Memam and Beis. And then we have another Succah Chazarah. I don't know, due to like Va'imer, where the Ilam's going to be holding tomorrow night. I'm happy to give Shir. Just don't know. We're going to have to make that a game time decision. I mean, listen, their Bachram told me they don't want to be in Yeshiva first Seder because of the Achanas for like Va'imer. So I don't know how many Achanas you're doing, but you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Achana la'achana. Okay, let's start. Yeah, they're not. They're just looking for an excuse to leave Yeshiva. So let's do Nachamol Chazarah Memam Beis one more time. Hopefully, we can do a quick Chazarah and then start Mem Aleph Amud Aleph. That would be the plan. Says the Gemara. I'll open the floor if anyone would like to read. If anyone would not like to read, I'm happy to do it again. Anyone? Once, twice, thrice. I got it. Amar Rav Elazar.
I mean, I can try.
Would you like to try?
Why not?
We don't pressure.
The Rav will help me fill in.
Still have. I was just at this Manal convention, and at one point, one of the speakers says, "I'm going to call on someone to answer." I still got the little flutter in the heart,
My wife has this thing: if her name is called or whatever, she's running out of the room.
Take it away, Rav Menachem will help. I'm the buzzer.
Ain't shvius mechaleles elo derech Mecca. Shvius can be transferred only of derech Mecca, selling. Rabbi Yochanan Amar bein derech Mecca, bein derech Chilul.
Both by selling and by
transfer.
Chilul transfer.
My time, the Rabbi left. B'shnat hayovel azois. You have a samach lei. It was nearby. Big simkru memkar. So we'd sell from things that we sell. Derech Mecca. Loi derech Chilul.
So from the fact that two psukim are close by to each other, we learn out that it's only derech Mecca and not derech Chilul. Rav Yochanan,
my time is ki yovel hi.
Kodesh.
Ma kodesh. What is kodesh?
Just like by hektish. Bein derech Mecca, bein derech Chilul.
Av shvius bein derech Mecca, bein derech Chilul.
Beautiful. So part A, as we keep on saying, is the sources for Rav Yochanan and Rav Elazar. Now, in classical Gemara sense,
what does each one do?
There we go.
Yochanan, hi. Rav Yochanan is the one that says bein derech Mecca, bein derech Chilul.
Good.
What does he do with kisim kru? Kisim kru memkar ma'avadle. Or like Rav Yosi bar Chanina, Tanya Amar Rav Yosi bar Chanina, Bovere. Come and see how difficult it is that avak shel shvius.
Even the dust. Good.
Adam noisev and noisev in perish shvius. That a person does business with perish shvius. The soiv meichers metaltav is Caleb. He will end up selling his entire business in all.
Shenam, Aaron, where does he know it from? Beautiful. Rav Yochanan uses these psukim.
That the avak of shvuas,
even the avak shvius is so terrible, could cause you to sell everything.
But now, Rabbi Elazar do with Rabbi Yochanan's pasuk, which was Yoivli, right? Yom Rabbi Elazar High Kra. Rabbi Yochanan ma'avalei mi boile.
What does he do with Rabbi Yochanan's pasuk?
Boile Tanya.
We need it for a brayso.
Ma Kaddish. Typhus is dumb. Just like Kaddish, it grabs onto the value. Shvius establishes them. Also, Shvius grabs onto the value.
Period. End of part 2. Or 3, however you want to qualify your parts. There you go. Weiter.
Ping pong of the Gemaras.
There we go. Source, back and forth. Next. Rayas.
Tani give us the Rabbi Elazar. Shvius Taisabs Damya. The Shvius hold on to the money. In Amaki Yovel, he Kaddish Dialachep. Ma Kaddish Taibas is Damya Oitzer. The Av Shvius Taisabs is Damya Basura. Just like Kaddish, he grabs onto the money and it's Usser. Shvius, if it grabs onto the money, it should be Usser.
Good. But the problem is, Ima Kodesh Tefes Damav and what?
So that works out.
That would seem to be okay.
That seems to be okay.
That means what? You transfer it, and it transfers the Kedusha. The problem is, wait.
Ima Kodesh Tefes Damav be Yoitzel of Chulin.
That the original item.
Money and it goes out from Chulin.
Good.
We see it transfers, right?
A full transfer.
Full transfer.
That the original item, what, does not have any Kedusha anymore. Av
The
Shvias.
Damya Vyatzes L'chulin.
So
It
to
should also
Shmita.
it should go out from Chulin.
Zakta Torah, Talmud Loimar.
Yeah, they said to her.
There's Tihiyah.
Yeah.
Darshaneh Behavyosoi
It
Tihiyah.
remains. It
Good.
doesn't fully leave.
Oh, okay. So what does it mean that it remains?
Okay, the lekach prepare shvias basar elu be'elu misaprim b'shvias.
If you buy with
Buy
Perishvias, Basar,
It's consumed.
Elu ve'elu. Both of them, the
Both of them.
Perishvias and the Basar, is consumed. The Shemitah, meaning they both have Kedusha. Then
It's
you
never
go,
fully left.
good. Lo kach b'Basar
The
Dagim.
basar goes out from basar.
V'nichnesu Dagim, and it goes into the Dagim.
And
Lo
look,
kach,
yayin yatu dagim and nechnas yayin.
lo kach yayin shemen.
The yayin and nechnas shemen.
So how does this work? Okay, Tzad.
Achron nechnas shvias. The latest one goes.
Good.
Yes.
And
Say awesome, but the
Ayurvedic
one
stays with Kedusha. Oh, end of Bryce. So now articulates the Gemara, the Raya. Midikotani. What did the Bryce say numerous times?
Lokach.
Lokach. Each one was by via purchase.
Alma. In derech chilul.
Loi, it has to be
Like Rabbi Elazar said.
like Revelos. Thank you. Beautiful. Next, right?
Tani gave us. That was all Tani gave us in Rabbi Elazar.
One Meir Dikalong Raya. Sidebar, we learn an extra chiddush that what? Shavias is slightly different than Hektish. Shavias has this unique chiddush. God, there's always something that sticks around. Not like Hektish. Next. Tani goes there.
Echad shvius. Echad mais.
Meiser Sheni.
Whether it's shvius or whether it's Meiser Sheni, it's chalven al behema. It can transfer on to the behema. Chaya, cha'oi, bein chayin, bein shchoitim. Whether it's alive or whether it's
Divrei.
Meir.
The Chachamim Ayim.
Shchoitim, which Rabbi Yochanan says, you can use that, it could transfer fully, right?
Good.
Makes sense. Achayim al shchoitim et chalin. Achayin in metchalin. On something that was not alive anymore, it can transfer.
Good.
It's alive, it can't transfer. Because maybe they'll come to raise flock and then they'll get attached to the flock and they want to get rid of it. So now you're having something that's shvius that's staying on with you for way too long.
A new Gezerah. Excellent. So Amar Rava says, what's this machlekes between Rabbi Meir and the Chachamim?
Not Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Yochanan.
Correct.
Meir and
Good.
Machlokes, whether one is alive and this, whatever.
Good.
Like the scharim by the males.
Good. Why? Gezerah. Because you might
come to have
save it to raise.
so it holds for the kibas that for if it's dead, it's good. If it's not, it's you can't transfer it. But scharim, that's where the machlokes is between Rav and Meir.
Good, and that's a raya to Rav Yechon on that what? Because what do we see over here? It transfers not only via a
You're saying like
bail.
the Chachamim would say that we bring a zero according to Rashi that you do
Correct.
that you can transfer it only if it's dead and not transfer it to alive. And I guess a mayor would hold that you can transfer
Correct.
it regardless.
But what do we see? What's the ikar reason we brought down this bright? So what do we see? We see that everyone seemingly agrees it could transfer without a sale. Rav Mamish Shitas Rav Yechanan. Nothing to do with
riot.
Right, Rav Yechanan.
If you're trading meat for pear shvius, that's considered mekach, right? That's not considered a chil.
That is considered mekach. Correct.
Just because.
Correct. 100%.
It's when you have two things in front of you and without a transfer of ownership, you're just saying transfer from here.
Correct.
To there.
Correct.
That's called.
You're not swapping one for the next. You're just saying A should go on to B. Very good.
So what's the point of that? By shvius, it doesn't even make sense.
Why not? You're transferring the Kedusha. The first time, only the first time.
Whatever.
But the second time would make sense.
Right.
The second time we get you something with that. Okay, Meridik, let's go weiter. No Amar Abashi, or so we're going to do one more person want to read it? Should we go Amar Abashi? That was Meridik.
I'm happy to give over
10 points.
somebody else.
10 points. Anyone want to do it again, or should we go into Amar Abashi?
After did such a good job, and now I'm afraid to do it.
No, I'm saying, should we do a Ken Memo base? Or should we go into a
The
Rav
best
Ashi?
part is he paused every once in a while, and then the Rav
Yeah.
whatever. Makes
Yeah.
it sound like you know what you're saying.
In
but-
camp, what I do is I call on. I always start with the one boy who's Pashut dyslexic and can't read. I call on him to read. And everyone, oh, I said, no. When he reads, he gets the schus now of calling on the next kid to read. Oh, and then he starts to read. The kid Pashut doesn't even know Aleph base. So he says, oh my Ravashi. And basically, I read the whole thing for him. Then he gets to call on the next kid. And okay, Amar Ravashi. Here we go. Amar Ravashi. Machloikes. This is a new. Not new. This is a new Chazarah. Yes, we did. We sent out a voice to Chazarah Mem base. Rav Menachem just said Mari did Chazarah Mem base. We're now going to do Ravashi. I don't know what's going to be tomorrow night with share weather permitting. We'll have to figure it out. But Memanashach, we will hopefully wrap up. Maybe you can be in like Beirut. I don't know. I don't know where you're going to be.
No.
You might be in
No,
If we have bad weather,
It's
then
not shut down.
Rabbi,
Never know.
if we have bad weather, then clear.
there you go.
What's not shut down? Be wrong.
Oh,
No, if you go to above, if you go to
The last year was shut down, right?
Apparently.
and I was thinking that we have a total of ceiling. We should be making a bonfire in the basement. I don't know.
You go to
That's what I was thinking. Amar Rav Ashi machloikes b'peiri rishon.
I don't know. This is when it rains and all those videos come out.
Says Rav Ashi
I think so. I don't know.
machloikes b'pri rishon. Which machloikes? Talk Rashi in the second line. The machloikes Rav Elazar b'Rav Yechanan. Says Rav Ashi, the machloikes is b'peiri rishon.
But like I said, so my cash is even stronger now. According to this. By Perry Rishon, what's the point of soul? There's no point of soul.
On your block.
No,
You wrote that community.
What do you mean?
no point of making a hill. If you're just transferring it from here
Well,
to here,
you,
there's no
you,
point.
you happen to be right, and that's going to be the reason why the whole raya we're going to bring is that the only way you're going to get rid of the kedusha is by pulling shtick via Mecca. That's what the Gemara's mom is going to say. You're right. So you're saying, why would you do it? No reason. I want to buy apples, and you have apples, and I have oranges. I'm not trying.
Mecca.
No. I'm saying it could be done, not for any reason. I want the other item. That's what I'm saying. We'll see. Your question's a good question. It's really going to be the Gemara's raya. It's a little bit hard. Let's see. Amar Rav Ashi. Machloikes b'peiri rishon, avol b'peiri sheni, divrei hakol. Everyone agrees if it's a second step, tier 2, bein derech mekach, bein derech chalol, it works for everything. Asks the Gemara kasha, which now after such a chazara we could appreciate the kasha. What was the raya? What was the Tanya Kabasi Rav Elazar? Was a case of lakach. V'hadik adani lakach. Why did it say lakach? If it works derech chilul, once you're up to step number 2, so why did it say lakach? Answers the Gemara. A classical would call it a kapel teretz with all respect. IDD tana reisha lakach. Tani nami seifa lakach. Okay, it just said it that way. Come on. Frek the Gemara. Eis v'Rav Ashi. Me. So what did Rav Ashi say? That the ganze machloikes, whether it's only via Mekach or also via Chilul, is only on the first peri. But the secondary peri, the money, everyone agrees you can do it anyway. Asks Ravina. Someone has a coin of Shemitah, and you want to buy a shirt. So now you want to get the Kedusha off of the coin, but you're not allowed to buy a shirt with it. Because a shirt, Dr. Rashi, is an entity that doesn't get used up. And Shavias is an entity that has to get used up. So you can't buy it with Beir Shavias. Detail number 1, we remind ourselves. Detail number 2, what is a sell of Shavias? Inherently, it has to be a Peri Rishon. Can't be a Peri Sheni. It has to be a Peri Sheni. Can't be a Peri Rishon. Why? Because whether we believe it or not, money doesn't grow on trees. And therefore, the money is not the Peri Rishon. It's not the first bit of Shemitah. It transfers from the other one. Yeah, I know. The money goes like Shemitah. I got it. Eis v'er v'ner Rashi. Mishesh le'sel shel Shvius v'bikash likavoy chalak. You want to buy a shirt. What do? It's time to pull shtick. Kate said, Yaseh. Then you go to a store, people are regularly, Voimer lo and tell 10 libesela peiros. Give me a sell where the peiros. The nice line he gives you. This fruit is now given back to the matana. Oh, geshmak. Here's a coin for a matana. Then you effectively have the kedusha off of the coin. So you see that how do you get the kedusha off of this coin? And what is the coin? Perisheni. The only way to do it is by mekach umemkar. Only way of doing it is by buying and selling. And yet, Vikatani, what did it say? Derech mekach in derech luloi. A kasha on Rav Ashi. Such a good kasha. Elo Omer Ravashi thinks and he says as follows. Mamish, the exact opposite. Sukkah Ravashi. And now this really answers your kasha. Machlokes is Beperi Sheni. You want to know how to transfer Kedusha from a secondary peri from money? Oh, now if Machlokes is it only via purchase or also via chilul transfer? Avol beperi rishoin divrei akol derech mekach in derech chilul loy. Asks the Gemani. Asks the Gemara. V'adikatani echad shvius echad meiser sheni. Where did it say echad shvius echad meiser sheni? Let's remind yourselves, we just did this. This was the Raya, the Tek in Tanya Kavase. What was the Raya? Look 5 lines from the bottom. Rav Nachum, you just read this. What was the Raya to Rav Yochanan? Echad Shvius, V'echad Meiser Sheni. You could transfer on to Behema Chayav Oif, whether it's alive, whether it's dead. Divrei Rabbi Meir. Chachamim Aimrim, no, only on something dead. Says the Gemara, 1 second. The fact that the example was what? Shvius or Meiser Sheni. My Shvius. What does it mean? What does Shemitah mean over there? Demei Shvius. It has to be the Demei Shvius. Why does it have to be Demei Shvius? Why does it have to be Demei Shvius? Because we just said it has to transfer via Chilul. What do the prices say down here that it transfers by just moving it over? How did Rav Ashi just say if it's a Peri Sheni, it only works there at Chilul? So we have to explain the Brisa is Demei Shvius. And now the Gemara says it's geshmak, it's perfect, it's beautiful. If you're not going to say that, it's Demei Shvius, if you learned this brisa down here, which honestly, when we read this brisa, we said it's either Shemitah or Meiser Sheni. We said whatever it is. Says the Gemara, then you're going to have a different problem. Then Meiser, if Shvius means real Shemitah, to Peri Rishain, what does Meiser mean? Meiser Mamish. What's the problem? We have a problem with the pasuk. There's a din v'aksiv v'sarta kesef b'yadecha, which teaches us that when you have Meiser Rishain, you're not allowed to transfer it. And the Mishnah said, the Brisa said you could transfer it. V'aksiv v'sarta kesef b'yadecha. Elo, what must it mean? Demei Meiser. Oh, Gishmak. Chinami Demei Shvius. So this Brisa down here, which was the Raya to Rav Yochanan, Meiser Shvius, says the Gemara now, is a Raya to Rav Ashi Gishmak. So now we put this whole tapestry in front of us. We have Rav Yochanan, Rav Elazar, we have Mekayrais, we have everyone fires, what does the other one hold? Raya to Rav Yochanan, Raya to Rav Elazar. Comes the Rav Ashi, what was the Machlekes of Yochanan, Rav Elazar? Attempt number 1, destroyed. Attempt number 2, Machlekes Peri Sheni, not Peri Rishon. And I'll bring you a Raya. Where's the Raya? From Rav Yochanan Gishmak. So the Tanya Kavas said Rav Yochanan ends up being a beautiful Mayrdika Raya. How Rav Ashi learns the Machlekes of Yochanan Rav Lazar. I think we are getting clarity. Succah Chazarah tomorrow. Amir Tzah Hashem.